So today I'm going to do a presentation on the Big Sky Brewing Company here in Missoula, Montana, and some marketing strategies and how they could better their organization in that field. So first slide I'm going to talk about is the history and background information of the company, just to give you a kind of understanding of what they are. And so the Big Sky Brewing Company was started by Neil Leathers, Bjorn Nabosky, and Brad Robinson. Brad and Neil had started brewing beer in the 80s and then later moved to Missoula where they would meet Bjorn. The three of them had come up with a brilliant idea of starting an English-style brewery because there was none in the area and there was a need for it. They felt that there was room in Missoula for a second brewery, and since Neil and Brad had specialized in brewing English-style ales, he had felt that an ale brewery would be producing very different beers than the Bayard Brewing Company did at the time here in Missoula. And Neil obviously agreed, and the two began to work on starting up the company. This organization was a draft-only brewery, which meant that there were no bottled beers at the time. They couldn't afford that. And this had gone on, however, this had gone on for 5 years, and everything that was brewed on Hickory Street here in Missoula. But they soon realized that in order to have a regional presence in the brewing field, that they needed to start implementing bottled beer into their consumer goods. The Hickory Street Brewery was not nearly enough to allow for bottling, so the group began working toward building a new brewery that allowed them to do so. The Portland Brewing Company came to the aid of the organization just in time and let the three start brewing there several days a week. And finally, in early 2002, the Big Sky Brewing Company broke ground on a new brewery on Trumpet Way that is just north of the Missoula Airport, where they've been for the last 23 years. They began brewing in the new brewery in September of 2002 and started bottling beer there in the January of 2003. And since then, the brewery has been very successful and continues to bottle beer here in Missoula. Like I said before, for the last 23 years, they have led the local brewing company here in Montana. And according to several other sources, recently they've been selling between 40,000 and 47,000 barrels of beer a year, and that is estimated to be roughly around 640,000 cases, or surpassing more than 2.5 million six-packs of beer, which is amazing. So the next slide I'm going to talk about is the target market and segmentation. So Big Sky's marketing strategy is mainly based upon making the right product available to the right target customer. You know, whether that might be, like, it could be a local or just a tourist visiting. It ensures that its products they take its products prices taken into consideration of people's budgets, and these people appreciate the product and know that it exists and like where to find it. The marketing conveys a sense of quality in every picture, every promotion, every publication. They do an excellent job of marketing themselves. They also sell beer in 24 different states, according to some sources, and Montana is still its #1 in the sales market. In order to reach further expansion, Big Sky needs to work on building relationships with other states and brewing companies on the West Coast in order to achieve a better market and overall profit. This organization chooses to compete in areas that lend themselves to local competition, service, and channel areas that match their strengths, but they avoid their weaknesses, which is really, really smart. The Big Sky Brewery focuses on the corporate and working class who appreciate the good quality local beer mainly. And the demographics, they range from hard-working locals, ages 21 and over, to administrative personnel, to just people who appreciate a good local brewed beer. The corporate or managerial segment will constitute those managers who are aware of their image and reputation. They just want to put aside their suits for a long day's work and just want to drink a nice beer on the weekend, which I think is a really good strategy to open it up, not just to the college kids that obviously just want to party and have a good time, but just to people who enjoy beer. And I think that Big Sky Brewing Company does a very good job of that. And so for the marketing strategy, obviously the most important customers in the organization are the locals in Montana and the state surrounding us. But tourism plays a huge role in the success of this brewing company. So these are potential customers who want to have an enjoyable time drinking a good local refreshing beverage. And it does a very good job of making consumers appreciate a good quality beer for a really reasonable price. As I said earlier, tourism plays a key factor in creating more profit, as the individuals will likely choose brewing company beer over the standard craft beer while they're on vacation, so they can get a taste of Montana in that sense. And then the strategy calls for the development of relationships with suppliers, distributors, and retailers to support the business. And regular visits need to be undertaken to those areas so that they can ensure that they're meeting expectations on quality and to continue to make sure that they're reaching success and pushing the limits of their company. They do an excellent job of promoting its brand. They use seasonal and yearly strategies to release beer to the public based on the time of year. I think this is an excellent idea because it creates a sense of urgency and a local demand for the high quality, affordable beer that many people deem superior to standard craft beer. I can name very many individuals that would 100% take a Big Sky Brewery beer over a standard draft beer. And this is a super beneficial way to achieve more profit by only promoting beer certain times of year or releasing new ones at certain seasonal times of the year. So in order for them to continue their success, they need to make sure that the marketing strategies are considerate of the importance of the fit between the product's capability and benefits, and the target market for that matter. It has developed a reputation that is sought after by other companies from 23 years of success. And they've also established themselves as the best local brewery in the state of Montana. As a result, this will continue to implement a niche marketing strategy, which focuses on certain target markets, particularly in the view of the company dominating the local brewery market like it has been for the last 23 years. And looking at the brewery from the outside, you can still see that there is a very aggressive marketing style that is among the company. And everywhere you go in the state, there is, whether that be a bar, restaurant, or grocery store, for 500-600 miles in the state of Montana, they have Big Sky Brewery's products. So these are some recommendations and improvements that I think that could be made to the organization as a whole, and just to reach the goal of expansion and potentially generating more profit, which is the overall end goal for no matter what you're doing. So some improvements that can be made, they need to develop more of a social media presence so that they will be able to market their products across the United States at a very fast rate. This is the most key factor into success because not only will they achieve their goal of expansion, but they will also generate more money in tourism initially, where the travelers want to purchase a local beer. I mean, this one need can generate more profit than one could ever dream of, and especially in this field. I think it's important for them to reach out and promote their brand on a national level. They have the reputation and numbers to prove to others that they mean business, and I believe it will bring further success. And in order to do that, they need a social media presence, and they need to keep releasing more different new beers and seasonal beers to create that sense of urgency that will drive the public to buy more. So in conclusion, Big Sky Brewery is only going to get bigger and increase in popularity, especially among local Montanans, as well as the other northwestern states that serve their alcohol. The marketing strategies that are used, they benefit them immensely. They do a very good job already, but having a greater social media presence is the key to achieving greater success if they want that. And I mean, in 23 years, the small brewing company that just started in Missoula, Montana, has multiple breweries all across the state that are very widely successful. They have concerts at their amphitheater. They host many events. They sponsor. They do a very good job of promoting their image and hosting. I intend to see more Montana local beers across the United States in the years to come. I mean, they have the potential to be a massive beer conglomerate in the northwestern United States as well as in Montana. So I just want to say thank you for listening to me and my presentation. Hope you have a great day.